Okay, hello guys, welcome. This is Authority 91.9 FM Media Source. Today is the 28th day of April 2021. My name is Chuka9ja, Minister for Good Music. And today, for a special, we've got, even though he's young, but he's slowly getting into the semi-veteran status in Nollywood. He has put in work. One of the popular movies that he's ever done has to be the one that Chuka9ja used the famous line of Vokoe. If you are quite conversant with how movies are run down here, you will remember this movie. Let me try to get the soundtrack. Nah, that's it. Hey, that movie was crazy.
That was Iran and Iraq.
Iran and Iraq, spelled E-R-A-N, then E-R-A-K.
Yes, that's right.
Yes, Iran and Iraq. You see Canaries in that movie, it was so slim. He used relaxer to... Well, I remember that movie vividly.
Like, you actually saw that movie.
I saw
you have the details.
Plenty times. And that was when the bootcut trousers were at the beginning.
Exactly.
And he was on so many jean trousers then and polo. He was so lanky. Like then he was the son. And he played a gigolo in that part in that movie till he had to change. And he has gone on to be consistent, you know, merging with the new school Nollywood, and he's here. My lady and gentleman listener, Ken Eriks, you're welcome.
Thank you very much. Hello everyone, hello listeners. What a pleasure to be here today.
Okay, so you're in town for movie shoots, I guess.
Yes.
Okay, so now the thing is this, really, how did you start out? This, let's start with your real name, because all the person will be like Ken Eriks. Oh no, who need
Yeah, I'm from Anambra. Okay, my real names are Ekenedli Chuku, Ugochukwu, Eric Wenwen. I'm from Enugu in Njikoka, local government area of Anambra State.
Okay, so now take bit right into it. When did you start movies, and how was your entrance into the Nollywood scene? How was it like? Was it direct, or was it through another angle?
It was both deliberate, conscious, and through another angle. Direct in the sense that the first time I went for an audition, I was still in school. I was in uni. I think it was in my first year or so. I went for an audition for a movie, and after being auditioned, I didn't pass.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I didn't pass. I wasn't chosen. So, but luckily for me, I went to the audition with my guitar because I've been doing music stuff from when I was small. Yeah, I went with my guitar. So then I met this star actor at that time who was playing the lead role in that movie. I don't know if you know Patata.
Yeah, Patata.
Yes.
Fine Patata.
Yes, it was him. So when I had failed the audition and I was leaving, he saw my guitar. He was like, whose guitar is it? I said it was mine. He asked me if I could lend it to him. I gave it to him. He played and sang. And whilst he was singing, I sang along, and he turned. I was like, who was that? I said it was me. He said, you sing? I said yes. He said, that means you have to be in this room. That was how he took me by hand to the producer and said that this guy had to be in this. So I actually failed the audition. On my way out of that place, he brought me back. My guitar.
Yeah, your guitar actually brought you back.
That was my first ever stint with being in front of a camera.
Okay, so have you sold that guitar? Where's the guitar?
I can't remember. I didn't sell it actually.
Okay.
I find it hard to sell stuff, especially things that bring me luck.
Yeah.
I didn't sell it because eventually my younger nephew had to take it up, and now he's a prolific guitar player.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. Okay, so now we're still going to talk about your music as the program is advancing. But now let's look at Nollywood now. Really, what has changed from Nollywood? You know, when you started, and Nollywood now. Really, what has changed negatively, or what has changed positively, and what has improved actually, or what has not?
There's been a lot of changes in Nollywood, for good and for bad, but basically for good, because at the time we started, there were, even though we had great actors and great stories, there were little or not so much better equipment with which we could interpret our scripts to achieve the kind of picture we want. But now we have improved so much in technicalities. We have better cameras, we have better equipment to tell our stories. Our pictures are now crystal clear. We have good sound. We can go on the big screen. We can screen on cinemas even outside of this country, and people really appreciate. So that is a plus for us. But on the downside, I think we still haven't really been able to how do I put it? Haven't been able to replicate the kind of stories we had then, even though they were not something we consciously made an effort to make classic, but then they were real. We could relate to those stories. They were African stories. There were stories every household could relate to. There were things about our everyday lives. So I think that was actually what gave Nollywood a boost. Those stories, those days, made us get the kind of attention we have that led us to where we are today.
Okay, so our amazing lady and gentleman listener, supposing you or listener from wherever you are, this is Authority 91.9 FM midday source. My name is Chuka, and I'm here with the ever smiling. He has a signature laugh, Ken-Eric's. Whenever he laughs, you know that. No, he has this wide giggle. And we were talking about movies, and he's starting out Nollywood today, and where Nollywood is going to. You have a clear friendship with them. Let's kind of digress a bit. We have this known friendship with Nkoli. See you guys in videos doing songs together.
Yeah, we've been friends over 10 years.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
We've been friends before we even became known.
Wow.
Before I did the movie that gave me fame, she was my friend. Before she did Chuka9ja, I was her friend. So we've come a very long way.
This industry had to because Nkoli, everyone knows her from. I first knew her from what you call the gospel video vixens.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. She did a lot of that. Yeah.
Plenty of them. So it's all good. It's all good. So now we're going to take some songs. There's no way we can kind of do this program with Ken-Eric here without taking Opium by Ken-Eric. But wait, we're going to wait till the program advances. Let's ask you, Ken-Eric, what's your taste in music like? What kind of genres do you find interesting?
Every kind of genre interests me, except not like they don't interest me. This particular genres I'm about to mention, but I don't have a strong forte in them. They're not my thing. They're not things I do. Jazz and classical, but every other kind of music I've had a stint with.
Jazz is amazing.
Yeah, you understand? I've had a stint with every other kind of music because I ran a band, a personal band, before I became an actor. Yes, I went for shows, and whilst I was in school, I was part of a lot of music bands. So I did from soul to hip hop to Afro to high life to gospel to R&B. Yeah, so I explored the waters.
Okay, so now let's ask you. When it comes to Nigerian hip hop, which song is the song you are vibing to right now? That whenever they play it anyway, you're like, okay, that's the thing, like, yeah, that's the music.
I haven't learned that. I don't know.
But you just give us one, because the whole Nigerian music scene is exploiting our piano right now from South Africa. So I don't know whether you're vibing to that.
Yes. I don't even know which one to pinpoint because I listened to a whole lot of songs, the range they have, and there was one I was listening to last night. But I must say I'm a fan of Amale. I like
Amale.
I'm a huge fan of Amale. Every song he drops is dope. And then Chike, I could relate with this kind of songs too. Very, very, very well.
Chike, Osibuka is a Bazu. Well, but one thing that was quite conversant and has been all these years has been your deep voice. So it's quite it didn't change, even though as you get older down to the industry, it's kind of so many things will change about you and all, but the voice has been constant. So how has your work been trying to develop yourself, and how have you managed to stay relevant in the industry up to now?
Truth is, I do everything possible to remain grounded, to be on my lane, to work on my craft, to focus on my craft, to improve upon what I've done before. I try to not relent, to not sit back and assume, okay, we have arrived. No, it's not part of me. I'm a hardworking dude. I go all the way, and whatever I set out to do, I give it my best, because I have this belief that whatever is worth doing is worth doing well. So these have been my life's principle, and they actually have brought me to where I am today.
Okay, so that's super nice and interesting. Let's kind of digress a bit. Let's talk about your colleagues in the industry. The one that has been clear has been Chuka9ja. You guys are kind of close. Just in the videos, the most time you guys are singing.
So
how long have you guys known each other?
Nkoli and I have known beyond 10 years. 10 years, yeah, more than 10 years. We've known right from when we were just normal people on the streets, hustling, going for auditions, trying to see who would have a place in the industry and all of that. In fact, we were friends before I did the movie that gave me fame, and she did the movie that gave her fame.
Okay, so which was that movie for you?
For me, it was a movie, The Illiterate. That was in 2011. Wow. Yeah, it was The Illiterate. It was shot in 2011, end of 2011, and it was released 2012. Yeah.
So are there so many movies of you that they make it? They make it to the stores, both physical and
yeah, a lot.
online.
Yeah, a lot. There are lots of movies I've done that I didn't eventually get to see. In fact, at some point, I took a break from filming at a particular place in this country because almost 3 or 4 of the movies I shot there never saw the light of day. So I felt I was just going to exasperate myself and waste time and all of that. So it happens.
So now, and as a matter of the quotes, what is filmmaking for you? Like, what does filmmaking mean to you?
For me, filmmaking is relaying a slice of life to an audience.
Did you hear that, ladies and gentlemen? Like, say it again. Like, so that I didn't get to jot it down. Really. I wasn't even expecting that Shakespeare.
But that's true. I believe filmmaking is an experience, just relaying a slice of life to an audience. So if I'm watching a movie, I should be able to be soaked in. I should be able to suspend my disbelief and actually get stuck and believe and follow a life story.
Okay, that's super nice. My ladies and gentlemen, listener, you've all heard is Ken Erickson, Chuka9ja, and the studios of Authority FM today. So now, let's actually ask you something. How's your relationship with your male counterparts in the industry? How is it like? How do you guys relate?
I have a wonderful relationship with my colleagues. Like, we are all colleagues, so we work together. We may not get to see all the time or visit each other, but then we get to see at work, at events, so we have a very good relationship.
Okay, starting out, who were the actors you looked forward to? Look up to? Yeah, that's a word.
Yeah.
The male ones.
Yeah, when I was starting out, I had models I looked up to. R&B, Sam Bede, Peter Ducci was an icon. He's always been an idol. And then Uncle Lulu Jacobs and Bob Marley. Yeah, and Bob Marley
was going low-key for a while.
Yeah, yeah.
Look, I kind of realized that most of all those guys you just mentioned now, they don't actually come back to the movie scene, especially when they have been on a hiatus. They don't actually come back to the movie scene except it's for a classic.
Exactly.
Bob Marley, for an example, had to come back for Living in Bondage, Breaking Free.
Exactly.
And you mentioned something about most of the movies from back in the day, those that are classics,
yeah,
and some that are not, and now, like someone like Charles Obaleke,
yeah,
has his own pattern of filmmaking is, making you believe all those classics and
memories.
Like,
yeah.
Do you think that is the way the industry is meant to go? All those, giving people a feel of what it was when Nollywood started, creating a link between the Nollywood of old and the Nollywood of now.
I think it's a good venture, actually. It's something a lot of people look for. In fact, if you notice, if you realize, it was that movie made with Living in Bondage that actually contributed to the success of that remake of Living in Bondage, because Living in Bondage was a pioneer movie in the industry, and it was a movie almost everybody saw when it was released, and it made a huge, in fact, it bettered Nollywood as it is today. So when he did that, a lot of people wanted to see it, and then he came up with other remakes, Neck and the Pretty Serpent, Rattlesnake, and these were classics that have people wanting to see more. These were movies people are nostalgic about, they want to see again, movies that stir your emotions in those days. So I think it's a great move in a great direction.
Okay, so we're going to go on another musical break. To come back, this one is from our medical doctor, actually medical doctor actually, Star Joker, I don't know if you've seen his videos on social media, the Instagram media, he's a medical doctor actually. So they did this one, STD, talking about men, being more careful and all. So we're going to take the song then and come back. Who is your favorite female Nigerian musical artist?
My favorite female Nigerian musical artist, I would say for now, Simi.
Simi?
Yeah.
Ah. Why is everybody singing? Like, what's happening?
I don't know. Her music touches somewhere new.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'll put it that way. Her music speaks to me.
So now I'll allow DJ Tozy to kind of select a particular semi song for us to play, and after Startup and Daddy Muna STD. So let's go and come back. Don't forget this song from 91.9 FM. Don't touch. Don't do the way you like every day, Swans. I'm here chilling with Ken Eric. Say hola, hola,
Hola!
hola. Like, you know, like, what's your favorite Igbo, slang line? Because for me now, it's keeping them, man. Yeah. So,
Actually, if I tell you my favorite Igbo slang right now, you would laugh. Because it's something I came across on social media and it tickles me. Iheko rice.
It's like, Daddy is good.
Honestly, that guy is very creative.
He's got the industry.
Very creative.
Like that.
Very creative.
So here we're talking about movies and the impact of Nollywood and starting out of Ken Erics. So now let's talk about this. It's a pressing issue in the industry right now.
Okay.
People feel that Nollywood, there is a division in sense of filmmaking. Really. There is a demarcation, let's just use it that way, that they have Asaba Nollywood and they have the new cinema Nollywood. Okay, Asaba Nollywood, so many persons feel like they are not fit to be, to be worthy of all these awarding platforms. Really, while the new cinema are the ones that you can actually, are the ones that have the perfect editing, perfect effects. And as many persons have come up to say that, ask them, what kind of movie you watch? I don't think I enjoy movies. Yeah, I didn't make see and all those things. So now I want to hear from you as someone who is in the industry right now. What really makes up the Asaba Nollywood segment, and are they as bad as they are being painted in terms of the work being put up in this, in creating all these movies? Are they really like that? What do you think?
Well, I wouldn't say they are bad because I myself have done a great deal of Asaba, done a great deal of movies in Asaba. I've done cinema, I've done Lagos, I've done Enugu. I think the issue is in attention to details. Yeah, the reason most people make those complaints is because sometimes you're watching a movie and some errors that you feel shouldn't happen are noticed in the films. And these are things, if you paid a little more attention, you wouldn't have to battle with. You could take it out. So I think it has to do a lot with attention to details and not rushing shoots and not casting because you feel this person is a friend or a sibling or a relative, therefore come and take this role. But casting, that's the difference. That's why they seem to believe that there's a dichotomy and that the cinema people are having more attention and getting the awards, because truth be told, these award platforms are international. They span across Africa and even Europe and internet, and you don't want them to put a movie as a winner, and when other people, their counterparts from all over the globe, see the movie, they cannot relate to why this movie won this award. When there is somebody else who is taking an extra effort to pay more attention to those details and make things right. So these are just issues of relativity and details. It's not like Asaba doesn't have good actors. Asaba has produced some of the best, in fact, some of the best actors in this country have come out of the industry of this side. Some of the most popular, most known actors from Genevieve down the line to Chejumbo, to Chioma, to Amy, to Mercy, to Mike, to you, to myself, you will notice that everybody has gone through this route. Yeah, so it's actually a place that gives you exposure. Now it depends on what you want to do with that exposure. How do you want to position yourself? What do you want out of your career and all of that? So for me, there's not much dichotomy. The difference is just in the details.
Okay, that's super nice. That's interesting. And I'm going to ask you let's 3 questions right now.
Okay.
Then we wrap up quickly.
Okay.
First of all, the Nigerian music industry has witnessed the first Grammy winner based on the person's original effort. Bonobo, in the Transistor album, after getting the first nomination with the African Giant album. So now, do you see the movie industry in Nigeria getting a Grammy recognition anytime soon?
Yes. I'm seeing us getting there because we're going to get recognized. As a matter of fact, 2 years back, Nigeria had a slot at the Oscars.
I want to ask you about that.
Yeah, we had a slot at the Oscars. That was Lionheart. You know, this Lionheart. Which
What happened? Why was it taken away?
Why it was taken away was it didn't have the language requirement. For the Oscars, if you have to make an impact in the international movie category, your movie has to have at least 80% foreign language. Lionheart was shot in both English and Igbo, but the Igbo spoken there was not up to 80%. So if it was up to 80%, then it could have gone. That was why it was disqualified. So that category needed for the movie to have majority of a foreign language spoken in it.
Okay, so the person had the mindset that it was
No.
So now you guys are hearing it from the horses
No,
now.
it has nothing to do with it.
That's what we're seeing here. This is still the media show from Authority FM. I'm here with Ken Eric. My name is Chuka. So ask you what you think an up and coming or up and budding Hollywood actor out there should do, on his way to, or he's on his way to excelling.
Okay, I tell young ones all the time, people that come to me for mentorship and want some kind of advice in this industry. First of all, be passionate about this.
Yeah.
If you have no passion, you're not going nowhere. Yeah. Because it's only the passion that will keep you when you're frustrated, when you're not getting paid, when you're hungry, when you're kept under the sun from morning till night. It's only that passion that keeps you going. So if you're not passionate about it, there's no point. Then hard work on yourself, practice as much as you can, learn, read. In fact, if you want to be a successful actor, you must be a voracious reader.
Wow.
Yes.
That's super interesting.
Yes.
Wow.
You must read, you must watch movies, foreign movies and local movies. Some people tell you, like you said earlier, I don't watch Nigerian films. You will fail as a Nigerian actor if you don't watch Nigerian films.
Yeah.
Because you learn two things from watching Nigerian films. You learn how to do it and how not to do it. You see a movie and they're not doing it right, you say, okay, I don't want to do this kind of thing. You have learned, it's knowledge. You see a movie they're getting like, oh, in my next film I'd like to act this way. So for me, it's as an actor, just be open to experience, be open to knowledge, be observant, read everybody you come across, study books, read, practice, and be obedient, be respectful, be prayerful, go all the way for any audition opportunity you see. Do not let any chance slide by. Just take your chances.
Okay, so now that is that from Ken Eric himself. And a quick shout out to your fans who are listening to you right now. What would you say to them?
I love you. I love you, my fans. You are the reason I'm here today. I love your support. I appreciate it. I don't take it for granted. And I promise to keep doing great, to keep entertaining you. And I am here hailing Authority FM. As a matter of fact, this is one station that is dear to my heart. When I dropped my song, I had no clue until I saw it on Twitter. It was blasting on Authority FM.
Who did it?
Chuka9ja. The vibe, man. So
yeah.
I was blown away, and a lot of people kept calling me and telling me they were listening to Obi-Man Authority. So it was wow for me. I like what you're doing, Chuka. Keep it up. I'm really proud of you, and I appreciate.
Thank you so much.
I appreciate.
Yeah. Hope you cut Okay, so thank you guys so much. We're gonna end this program by listening to Obi-Man, beautiful melody, beautiful medley. This you can actually use it to check any kid. So you can actually, if you're a married man, you're looking at your wife right now. That would be it's only your wife all this it's entering.
Yes.
Because a whole lot of work has been put into it. Thank you so much, Canaries, for coming around. Blessings. We hope to host you in a bigger way the next time you come around. This is still Authority FM. This program comes back same time, same station next week. God bless you. Bye for now.
Thank you.